Good morning, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff, and I'd like to thank you for inviting me to participate in the Child Care Information Service's 28th Annual Policymakers Breakfast again this year. I've so enjoyed participating in this event over the last few years and wish I could be there with you in person and join you, but I'm glad at least I get to join you on video. This is one of the most important issues facing so many families today, and I first want to thank CCIS not only for putting together this breakfast, but for their continued commitment to the families in our community. The work that CCIS does to help parents, caregivers, and most importantly our children serves a vital interest in our communities. Their commitment isn't just to help our families afford child care, but to promote quality child care, which makes all the difference when we're discussing early childhood development, and this is something that simply cannot be taken for granted. One thing I've always admired about this breakfast is that it brings together all the parties involved in critical child care decisions. Policymakers like myself, those who have devoted their lives to our children like caregivers, educators, social workers, and providers, and finally the members of our community who have the most important role in this discussion, the parents and families. We thank them especially for continuing to be advocates and for sharing their experiences with us. It's my hope that these kind of discussions can be a forum for us to share our ideas and concerns so that we can continue improving. One of the most remarkable aspects about child care and early education is the impact it can have on the entire family. Parents can go back to school, hold on to jobs, or even just focus at work knowing their children are being cared for and are safe. Additionally, as children are learning, so are many of their parents, which means that even though it is a strong investment in our future, we can see the results immediately. Still, those most impacted by child care are, of course, the children themselves. During my tenure in Congress, I have made access to early education programs a priority because kids who are enrolled in quality child care and early education programs are in environments where they can grow, they can learn, and they can develop critical skills that they'll take with them through their school years and on into adulthood. We're all aware of the difficult funding climate now, and it will be even more important than ever to fight for these programs. I'm happy to say that the final budget agreement that we voted on last week for fiscal year 2011 included increases for Head Start and the Child Care and Development Block Grant, which serve the most vulnerable children and families, despite the original budget proposal, which would have cut both. The increases will allow the children who are able to be added to the program by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to remain in them when that funding expires. Finally, in the budget compromise, there was also provision which would open up Race to the Top grants to states that want to improve early education programs, demonstrating a commitment to focus on and improve these efforts. Though we may have wanted more out of the fiscal year 2011 budget at a time when programs are being cut across the board, these were both victories for those of us who know the importance of these programs and to our future. But that doesn't mean the fight is over. Now it's time to do all we can again in the fiscal 2012 budget, and we must remain steadfast in our commitment to these programs. I look forward to continuing this dialogue with all of you and working to improve the lives of our children together. So again, I thank you for your advocacy and your commitment to our children and our community.